stepson and her ex-husband. Meanwhile, in about an hour, Stanley Williams will be moved to a cell adjacent to the death chamber. On the outside, his lawyers continue to fight for his life. On the table in front of Governor Schwarzenegger is another petition for clemency. There is also a petition for a stay in front of the U.S. Supreme Court. His lawyers continue to fight in the hours leading up to this case. Well, outside here, the crowd is gathering. A lot of protesters, people against the death penalty, and people specifically against the execution of Tookie Williams. We do expect that the crowds will grow considerably. A lot of the folks here are gathered around the Reverend Jesse Jackson, who will be joining us in just a minute here too, watching. But it's safe to say that this will be attended by hundreds of people before the night is out as we approach.
Okay. Sir, step reference 10-1.
Well, you know, that sense of pain is understandable. One question is the pain aimed at the right person? You know, when you don't have... I have great compassion for them, but when you don't have physical evidence or fingerprints or don't have blood proof or eyewitnesses and use jail informants as your source, those questions are there. On the other hand, premise is not dependent upon guilty or innocent, but upon the social value that one has created while in a jail cell. Do we pursue redemption or do we pursue a rehabilitation? Or do we pursue punishment and torture? His value but his point is that if you apologize for killing you didn't admit, you admit something that you did not do, therefore you lied for clemency. I can't help but think, I was in Nelson Mandela's office about a month ago. Big picture of him and Governor Schwarzenegger on the wall in his museum. And why is Governor Schwarzenegger congratulating Mandela? Because after 27 years in jail, he chose redemption over revenge. So he took a picture with Mandela, he didn't get the lesson. Somehow we got to break the cycle of violence and pain and go another way. That lack of interest, you know, you have money that way. But that beside the issue, not dependent upon you killing tonight. His desire is that there be no... They walked off of death for the last couple of years. They walked off because of flaws in the system. Matter of fact, California is going to have a Senate Commission on Administration of Fairness and Justice in January. It'll be a month too late to Tookie Williams. So why the rest of 25 years? Tookie is not a threat to society. Not killing him will not make us better or more secure.
Yeah, I think it did about an hour or two ago when people started showing up here.
Get your pictures, and then we need to move back to get the light in. So get your pictures,
and by 7
move back, please.
It's pretty crowded out here when something like this happens at San Quentin. So it started to hit me when people started showing up on both sides of the issue. People that think that this is right, people that think this is wrong. They're all here along with the media, and I think that's what really got me. That hey, I'm going to be inside, and it's going to be my job to watch this take place and to convey to viewers as best as possible without giving an opinion. That's the idea here. It's not whether I think it's right or wrong. That's not my decision whatsoever. I have to tell you what happens minute by minute, and that's going to be something that I've never experienced before and most likely will never experience again.
Yes,
This is a bipartisan murder. Democratic Attorney General Bill Lockyer fast-tracked this execution in an unprecedented manner. He leapfrogged Tookie's execution date, December 13th, when we expected that at the earliest possible date it would be in February. And I believe that the two of them conspired to kill Tookie before the legislature could vote on that moratorium legislation. So if tonight we lose Stan Tookie Williams, we have to say that this will be the beginning of the end of the racist death penalty in California, and that no politician who fails to speak up on behalf of that moratorium deserves anybody's vote. Phil Angelides, the Democratic frontrunner for the governor's race next year, supports this execution. And I don't believe that any politician that supports this execution deserves anyone's vote.
It was then that I got, when I actually said, wow, I got to meet this fellow because I write children's books myself, but I'm an unpublished author, not published. But anyway, but it inspired me to keep going. I said, if this guy's writing books on death row, then I got to keep doing what I'm doing. And I met Barbara Becknell, who is the executive director of the Neighborhood Housing Office, where I work. And through time, we set up the Internet Project for Street Peace, which I'm the coordinator. Internet Project for Street Peace, which is a computer-based violence prevention program.
And you met with Bishop?
And responds to his message. So I've seen his message work firsthand from my youth in North Richmond.
So how are you feeling about him being executed?
I am hurt. Before I went in today to see him, which could be for the last time, my heart was heavy because the governor let me down. I thought the governor would look down within himself, and somewhere down in his character was a smidgen of compassion. And that compassion would compel him to grant clemency for Stan so he can continue to help our kids and our youth. So that bothered me greatly. I was really hurt by that. But after going in and just talking with Stan, his spirit is so strong. His hope is so great. In other words, he's in a win-win. He can't lose because of his great redemptive work. It's so strong that he knows it'll go on if he's not around. And he knows that he has turned the criminal justice system on their head. Because they said he was a monster. As they referred to him as a Bengal tiger in his habitat, referring to South Philly. But this person, this humble man, this redeemed man, this man who educated himself in the criminal justice system, who is a role model well accepted to those ponderance of education. We know that public education is a failure for the most part, but yet he takes the back-end education, which is the criminal justice system education, and he rises to the occasion. So he could say a thing or two to those in the front-end education system, could tell them, follow in my footsteps. Even though there are deficits in education, too many kids in the classroom, and not after-school programs is almost nil. So even with that, I can tell them to hang in there a little while longer. He can tell them that. So that's why the governor, he have an ally on death row. Can anything good come off of death row? They asked about Jesus. Can anything good come out of Nazareth? Can anything good come off of death row? You bet it can. Something good is on death row right now. And the governor really should have listened because he's setting the example.
Now, you use Mr. Williams' books now. You will continue to use them.
Yes, I will.
Will he continue to make a difference if he's executed?
Even if he's executed, his work is so great because when I left him tonight, I gave him a hug and I said, Stan, I said, you remember in the Bible Jesus said, I'm in the Father and the Father is in me. I wasn't comparing him to Jesus, but I just wanted to make a statement. Just an analogy. I said, I'm in you and you in me. And I said it without saying that even if you are executed, you still will be alive in me. Because wherever Fred Jackson goes, your message will go. And I will continue that message as long as I'm on planet Earth. I'm 67.
What's the name of the group?
I'm the coordinator of the Internet Project for Street Peace. No, we have a location
In Richmond?
where my kids, yes, in North Richmond.
And kids come there too? And
Yes.